Alright everyone, it's time to finish, well, the last quest in the main story. This is part 8 of A Hero's Call, and I'm about to head into the forest once again. I figured out how to do it, so let's get to it. So, right off the bat, you'll find the flower is off to your right. I picked up one of the flowers before, I think it was in a meadow somewhere. The other two are off to the east here.
What will you take? Ranger's secondary bow 1 of 4.
Ooh.
Weapon rating 23. Weak potion of greater rest. Diluted poison 4 gold 4 of 4. Ranger's second no effects. Take.
Let's actually...
Chris's equipment. Grenadier. Matthias. True head slot. True silver mail shirt and body slot. Hide greaves. Matthias recurve bow and blade of a lance. Ranger's second equipment. Matthias the ranger. Blade of a lance. Off. Ranger's secondary bow and main hand slot.
Alright, that should do more damage for him.
Skeletal, as far as
Alright, now I'm gonna
trail. Brambles 1.
move
Brambles
here
1.
to
Brambles
the
1.
east.
Brambles 1.
And
Brambles 0. Brambles 0.
should be here a gap. Yep, there we go. Then we'll go forward and then west.
Unusual flower 1. This is one of the pick up the flower.
There's 2 of them. The other one should be here off to the
bandit
east.
Campsite 912. Thicket 12.
There's a bandit camp here, I think.
Brambles 0. Entering trail.
If I go east here along the trail, and then north.
Entering fork. Entering trail. Thicket 1.
East.
You have encountered 4. Retreat. Warrior. Sec. Brute force. Use brute force on who? Raven. Pitch. Rate 60. Raven.
And we got some stuff that I'm going to take out because I want to level my characters.
Choose a skill for Grenadier Yanis. Attack. Lightning. Choose a skill from aim shot. 257 damage. Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Brute.
Come on.
2 damage. 1 damage. 3 damage. 72 damage. 111 damage. 287 damage.
That's right.
Battle log. You won. Chris gained 300. You quit.
Alright, so that's good. Let's keep going here.
End of trail 1. Thicket 5. Thicket 1.
Now, if I remember rightly, somewhere off to the east. Yep.
Brambles 1.
Here
Meadow
we go.
2. Brambles 1. End of trail 1.
It's in this
End
meadow.
of trail 1. End of leaving trail. Meadow 0. Entering meadow. Unusual flower 3. This is one of the pick up the
That's 1 for each of us. We should be able to pass the vines now.
We couldn't have done it without your help. Now let's go clear those vines. Then let's not waste any time. I'm surprised we found anything, for all the help you were. Let's go. From now on, how about a little less chatter from Mr. Nature, alright?
Jeez.
Then, we couldn't have done it without your help.
Very well.
Alright.
Choose a beat, North Brick, Ancient Temple, Far Haven, Set Cut, Abandoned Cabin, to Western Ruin.
Here we go.
North,
Thicket
west,
8, Brambles.
north, northwest, northwest, west, southwest,
South.
north,
West.
north,
Leaving meadow.
west,
One.
west, northeast,
Entering Ancient Road.
west,
In-
west,
You have encountered 1 enemies. Brute. Choose a skill for Lightning Bolt. Choose a skill. Aim shot. 4 damage. 195 damage.
Goodbye.
Battle log. You won. Close back.
Goodbye.
west,
You will not be missed.
west,
Some bandit
West.
camps. We'll just ignore those for
West.
now.
west, west, northwest,
Leaving Ancient. Thicket.
northwest,
West.
west,
You have encountered 3 enemies. Brute force. Use brute. Tame to drive giant spider. Choose a skill for lightning. Choose a skill from aim. 5 damage. 6 damage. 126 damage. 36 damage. Choose a skill for Gris. Brute. Use brute force on who? Giant spider. Critically. Choose a skill for Matthias the ranger. Aim. 145 damage. Choose a skill for Grenade. Blazing strike. Attack. Lightning bolt. Use 3 damage. 5 damage. 260 damage.
Stupid
Choose a skill
birds.
for Gris. Attack. Root.
Come on.
5 damage. 62 damage. 83 damage. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Choose a skill for Gris. Brute Force. Choose a skill for Tornado. Lightning Bolt. 6 damage. 69 damage.
There we go.
Battle log. You, Chris gained 456 XP. You close.
Alright.
West.
Entering north-south road. Leaving north-south road.
Northwest.
Deep
North.
Northwest. West.
meadow.
West.
Entering meadow.
West.
Leaving meadow. Entering trail.
Southwest.
South.
Entering
West.
ancient.
West.
West. West.
The vines retreat before the aroma of the flowers, clearing the path before you. Okay.
West. 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 West.
I think that sound is too long and too loud,
West.
but that's okay.
Press the enter key to enter Deepwood Road. Entering ancient road. Press the enter.
Alright, so we are in the ruins here. The only thing of note really here...
Choose a beacon. Ruined North Watchtower. Set custom. The Great North Road. Ruined Fort. Ruined South Watchtower. Ruined North Watch. Set. The Great North Road. Ruined Fort.
Let's go to the fort.
West.
Oh, hang on a second.
West. West.
Alright, sorry about that.
Ahi.
So, now the path is open.
West.
And here we
West.
go. So I'm going to
Choose ruins. Ruined Fort.
track the fort, because that's really the most important thing here.
West.
Entering bridge.
West.
Leaving.
'Cause there's
Entering
something-
ancient road.
West.
I need to get from here.
West.
Entering bend in the road. Leaving bend in the road. S
North.
North.
24 north.
North.
We're just going to keep going here.
North. North.
And
You have encountered 4 enemies. Choose a skill. Use it. Bandit. 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 Archer. At full health. Choose.
bandits, these are no big deal.
Brute Force. Use it. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Lightning. Choose a skill for Matthias. Stealth. Aim shot.
Come on.
150 damage. 39 damage. Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Brute Force. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Aim.
Come on.
10 damage. 234 damage.
That's right.
Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus.
I'm going to make you dead.
Arcane Aegis. Intense lightning bolt. Use light. 217 damage. 80 damage. Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Brute Force. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Attack. 7 damage. 308 damage.
That's right.
Battle log. New items used. Leather cuirass. High breed. 5 week. Received 187 gold. 5 week potion of respite. Chris gained 630 XP. New cloak when Adrianus has reached level 13.
And that
North.
was the bandit quest updating.
North.
I'll take a look at that later.
West.
Ruined.
Alright, let's go in here.
Entering ruined fort. Skeletal remains.
Alright.
Wall 2.
What we're looking for is the barracks, which should be
West.
west. In here.
Wall 2.
Find it. We got
Entering
a,
prison.
oh, there's a prison in here?
Skeletal remains. Prison. Nothing.
Oh, wait a minute.
What will you take? Rangers secondary bow 1 of 3. Weapon rating 23. Taken. Padded iron cuirass taken. 4 gold.
This is a prison cell.
Skeletal remains.
West.
Skeletal remains 0. What will you take? Hide cap 1 of 3. Taken. Initiates ring of warding 1 of 2. Resist magic critical hits 3%. Taken. 1 gold. Wall 1. No unit.
South.
Wall
West.
2. You have encountered 3 enemies. Brute Force. You choose a skill for Gwen. Lightning bolt. Use light. Choose a skill for Matthias the Range.
Shut up.
7 damage. 3 damage. 235 damage. 62 damage. Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Brute. Choose a skill for aim shot. Use the Dark Mage Apprentice at full health.
Yeah, some stupid mage.
Tainted.
Oh, your power's bullshit, buddy.
61 damage. 87 damage.
Ow.
Choose a skill for Gwen Adrian.
Don't hurt Matthias, you little...
Blazing. Use 7 damage. 261 damage. 58 damage.
That's right.
Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Choose a skill for Matthias. You don't have enough stamina. Attack. 76 damage.
Ow.
210 damage.
Damn.
Battle log. Items with 1 weak potion of sorcery. Received 11 gold. Chris gained 5. You cloak.
So.
Wall 5. Wall 0.
So there's some prison
Entering ruined
cells
fort.
here. I don't really care too much about that place. Let's go
West.
Wall 1.
over here to the right. So I'm heading north technically, but I'm facing west.
Barracks 1.
Here we go.
Entering barracks. What will you take? Mysteries of Deepwood 1 of 1. Taken.
This is what we need. Let's go
Choose a beacon. Ruined fort. The Great North Road.
back to the road here.
East.
Ruined.
East.
Because we'll need that book to
Entering
help
ruined fort.
us
Entering
Southwest.
wall
South.
2.
complete the quest here.
North.
West.
Ruined.
North.
West.
West.
Entering ruined fort.
South.
South.
Northeast.
East.
Northwest.
Wall.
South.
Barracks.
West.
South.
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 East.
Wall 1.
Northeast.
North. East.
Skeletal.
East.
What will you take? Fine Iron Spear 1 of 3. Taken. Diluted Poison of Paralysis. Taken. 10 gold.
Thanks for the gold.
You have encountered 3
We
enemies.
got some wolves here.
Brute force. Use brute force on who? Tainted. Choose a lightning. Choose a skill. Inch. 83 damage.
That's right.
Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Inch. You don't have enough attack. You. 13 damage. 11 damage. 14 damage. 86 damage. 217 damage. 54 damage. Choose a skill for Gwenadrianus. Attack. Light. Use. Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Brute. Choose a skill.
Come on.
12 damage. 176 damage. 54 damage.
That's right.
Choose a skill for Gwenadrianus. Attack. Light. Use. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Inch. You don't have enough stamina. Attack. Use. 12 damage. 200 damage. Battle log. You items. Wolf belt. Chris gained 500. Wolf belt. Cloak.
Got another wolf pellet.
East.
Continue to head out of here.
48 southeast.
East.
Wolf.
South.
East. East.
Leaving room for.
South.
South.
South. South.
Let's see here.
Inventory. Blade of a Lancer map. Weight. Average. Miscellaneous potions and 3 more. 3 strawberries. 21 potion of greater. Use Gwenadrianus. Chris uses potion of greater healing on Gwenadrianus. 51 health recovered. 170 health remains. 3 more. 20 potion of Chris. Matthias the Ranger. Chris uses potion of greater healing on Matthias the Ranger. 85 health recovered. 147 health remains. Potions and.
There
South.
we go.
South.
Heal my
Slow
people
fading
here.
from Chris.
South. East.
End of
East.
leaving
South.
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 entering ancient road.
East.
Leaving ancient road. You have a trip. You ran from the enemy.
Now,
Entering ancient road. Bend in the road
East.
0 2. Entering bend in the road.
East.
End of
South.
bend in the road 1. Brambles 8
East.
11. End
West.
of
North.
ancient road 130.
East.
As far entering ancient road.
South.
now, if I continue to follow this road, I should get to a tree. Wait, what's that?
End of
West.
ancient road 2. Ruined fort door 5.
North.
Oh, that's the fort. Come on.
You have encountered 2 enemies. Brute. Use brute. Tainted Raven. Dark Magic. Choose a skill. Lightning Bolt. Choose a skill for Matthias. In shot. Attack. Use
Come on.
5 damage. 48 damage.
That's right.
Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Brute. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. 89 damage.
Ow.
Choose a skill for Gwenadrianus.
He
Attack.
hit me with lightning.
Arcane Aegis. Lightning Bolt. 5 damage. 295 damage.
Goodbye.
Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. 117 of 194 health.
Ow.
Brute force. Use 7 damage.
Ah, really, Messiah?
254 damage.
Yeah, whatever.
Battle log. Items with 2-week potion of sorcery. Received 32 gold. Chris gained 345. Chris has reached level 14.
There we go. Level 14.
Entering bend in the road. Leaving bend in the road. Entering bend. End of
West.
bend in the road 0. Ancient road 230. Leaving. Entering ancient road.
Here we go.
End of ancient road 22. Massive tree 23.
Here we go.
Shrub.
Yeah, I don't care about the plants.
Discovered. Leaving ancient road. Entering
There are
massive
rumors
tree.
of this place.
What is it?
It's known as the Heart of Deepwood. Legend says it was the first tree of the forest, that all other life in Deepwood flows from it. The recent anger must be flowing from here.
I can almost feel the power of this place. How can we access it?
Look at those carvings. I've seen puzzles like this before. There's a proper order you have to press the carvings in. That will open the way.
Alright, let's see what I can do. No problem. Stand back and watch the magic. Oh goody, a puzzle. Okay, let's give it a shot. Nope, alright. 5 figures are carved upon the trunk of the giant tree before you. Press the carving of a honeybee.
So there's 5 different carvings.
Press the carving of a river. Press the carving of a seed. Press the carving of a sun. Press the carving of a tree. Leave it alone.
And you have to press them in the right order. Now, I found
Inventory.
this book here.
Matthias Light Queer Medium Goblet 3 Morak. Meditate with miners in Mysteries of Deepwood. As I reach to touch the sky. Deepwood. Never let me die.
Basically, this is a riddle. There are 5 things that you have to solve here. 5 different riddles.
Though small in size, respect my role. Within me dwells a giant soul. Tiny worker though I be, the mighty woods depend on me. If I am gone, you'll never see, but look too close and blind you'll be. To all that's living, life I give, but deep within me, you can't live.
Okay.
If as I reach to touch the sky, deep wood, never let me die.
So that should be a tree,
Though small in size, respect my role. Within me dwells a giant soul.
a seed,
Tiny worker though I be, the mighty woods depend on me.
a bee,
If I am gone, you'll never see, but look too close and blind you'll be.
sun,
To all that's living, life I give, but deep within me, you can't live.
and river. Let me write these down
Run down.
just to make it easier on me.
Untitled. As I reach to touch the
Tree,
though small in size, untitled.
tree, seed,
Tiny worker though I be, the mighty woods depend on me. Star
bee,
blank B blank. If I am gone, you'll never see, but look too close and blind you'll be. Star
sun,
to all that's living, life I give, but deep within me, you can't live.
and river.
Star river, tree,
Okay.
nothing.
So let's deal with these guys
You
first.
have encountered 4 enemies. Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. 202 of 202 health. Brute force. Use brute force on who? Bandit archer. Bandit archer. Bandit archer. Bandit. Bandit archer. Choose a skill for Grenadier. Lightning bolt. Choose a skill for Matthias.
Nah.
Use it. 231 damage. 57 damage.
Come on then.
Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Brute. Use the. Choose a skill for Matthias the. 10 damage. 28 damage. 9 damage. 284 damage. 152 damage. 43 damage. Choose a skill for Grenadier Yanis. Attack. Light. You. Choose a skill for Gris. Brute. Choose a skill for Matthias.
Come on.
Easy
9
money.
damage. 642 damage.
Whoa, damn.
Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Brute force. Use. 257 damage. Battle log. Use items. Root Iron Mace. Hyatt Quirat. Novice Ring of Warding. Novice Ring of Ward. 4-week potion of respite. Received 39 gold. Chris gained 630 XP. Items. You quote Matthias the Ranger has reached level 13.
Okay.
Use which Grenadier Chris. Matthias Stealth. Ranger's Bounty of Nature. Nature's Blessing. Use Grenadrianus. Slightly. Matthias the Ranger uses Nature's Blessing. This won't do any good. Use which
Actually, I need to level them up here.
level. Grenadrianus, level 13. Chris, level 14. Upgrade skill. Upgrade skills. Chris has 1 expert. Ranged counterattack. Berserk. Rank 2. Brute force. Rank 4. 1 expert. Purchase. Upgrade skills. Chris has 0. Set at 1 point. Dexterity 16. Strength 24. Agility 20. Press left and right arrows to Constitution 12. 13. Level up Chris. Level 14 Warrior. Set attributes. Level up Gwen Adrianus. Level 13. Matthias the Ranger. Level 13 Ranger. Upgrade skills. Matthias the Ranger has 1 melee. Bounty of Nature. Stealth. Rank Survival Expert. 2 melee attack. Bounty of Nature. Rank 3. 2 expertise. You do not have enough set at 1 point. Intel. Constitution 10. Agility. Dexterity 16. Agility 15. Dexterity 6. 17. Level up Matthias the Ranger. Level up Which file will you Wolf. Save. Create a new save. Enter the name of your new save. Final. Game saved. Which file will you
Save it in the final file,
Cancelled.
just to give me another file to load here. Alright, so if I back away from
Leaving
this...
massive. Entering massive tree. 5 figures are press the carving of a honeybee.
Now,
Star in tree. Seed.
so we need the tree,
Leave it. Press the carving of a tree. The carving clicks into place.
and then the seed,
Press the carving of a honey. Press the carving of a river. Press the carving of a seed. The carving clicks into place. Star entitled notepad. Tree. Seed. Bee.
a bee,
A hue. Press the carving of a honeybee. The carving clicks into place. Star. Sun. River.
the sun, and then the river.
Press the carving of a river. Press the carving of a sun. Press the carving of a river. The final tumbler falls into place, and the way opens into the heart of deep wood. Okay.
Alright,
Star entitled notepad.
I'm gonna close notepad.
Notepad dialog. Do you want to save changes? Don't save button. A hero's call 1.
Here we go.
Press the enter key to enter heart of deep wood. Entering first ring. Press the enter key to enter deep wood ruins.
Now,
West.
this maze initially, well, it's not really a maze. It's basically a circle, a big circle. So you go round and round and round, and there are passages going off of that circle. So what I'm going to do,
Which file? Final. Game saved.
save here,
First
South.
ring thicket 21.
and what you're looking for in here is drop a, what's that?
End of
West.
first ring 0. Wall 5. Leaving first ring.
There's some water.
Skeletal remains. Skeletal remains 1. What will you take? Leak potion of greater sorcery 1 of 2. Taken. 1 gold 1 of wall 2. No units in sight.
South.
First
East.
wall
North.
2. First
East.
ring 3-5. Entering first ring. Leaving first ring. Skeletal remain. Pit 4-9. Skeletal remains 9.
Wait, let's go over here and check real quick.
Pit 0.
I gotta walk
Hit zero.
around this
Thicket third.
pit. Here we go.
Skeletal remains. Skeletal remains 0. What will you take? Ranger's secondary bow 1 of 4. Weapon rating 23. Taken. Fine iron. Taken. Potion of healing 1 of 2. Restores 35 health. Taken. 5 gold. Pit 1. Pit 2. Skeletal remains 3. What will you take? Honed iron dagger 1 of 3. Taken. Iron warhammer. Taken. 8 gold 1.
Now, I learned the hard way, it's important to search all of these corpses, even though you think most of them might include, or might just be junk.
No units in sight. Pit
East,
0. Wall
south.
5.
Not so true. Alright,
Wall
East.
1. Wall
South.
5.
let's see here.
West.
You have encountered 2 enemies. Brute force. Choose a skill for Gwen. Lightning bolt. Use lightning bolt on who? Tainted wolf. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Aim shot. Attack.
Come on.
228 damage. 102 damage. Choose a skill for Gris. Brute. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Attack. 6 damage. 153 damage. Battle log. Items Wolf belt. Chris gained 360.
Okay. So let's see if we can find it here.
North.
Wall
East.
4. Pit 2
North.
7. Wall
West.
3. Thicket
North.
15. None. Wall
East.
2. Thicket,
North.
thicket 8.
This is a little confusing.
Wall
West.
2.
North.
Where's the...
Wall
East.
2. Thicket
North.
4. First
East.
ring 1 3. Entering first ring. First ring
North.
thicket 11.
Let's see, I think I was heading north.
End of
West.
first ring 3. Thicket 6. Leaving first ring.
No.
West.
Thicket
North.
first.
Ah, come on.
You have encountered 2 enemies. Brute. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Attack. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Use it. 4 damage.
Not sure what that was. I think it's using a skill.
33 damage. Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Root. Choose a skill for Matthias. 9 damage. 10 damage. 90 damage. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Light. 4 damage.
Really?
Choose a skill for Gris. Root. 30 damage. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. 18 damage. 185 damage. Choose a skill for Gris. Root. 7 damage. 86 damage. Choose a skill for Gwen Adriana. Lightning. 9 damage. 66 damage. 399 damage. Battle log. Chris gained 348. You won. Quote.
Okay.
Entering first ring.
East,
First ring.
north.
So this dead ends here.
Use which Grenade Chris. So bounty natures use Matthias the Ranger. Slightly Matthias the Ranger use nature Chris. Gwen Adrianus. Critically wound. Matthias the Ranger uses nature's blessing on Gwen Adrianus. 50 health. Use Matthias the Ranger at full health. Gwen Adrianus. Chris. Slightly Matthias the Ranger use Matthias the Ranger. Gwen Adrianus. Wounded. Matthias the Ranger uses nature. Gwen Adrianus at full health. Chris. Matthias the Ranger uses nature's blessing on Chris. 50 health recovered. 211. Use with walls as far.
So let's go back south here.
Map
East.
boundary 1. First
South.
Ah, come on.
You have encountered one enemy. Root. Use the brown bear. Choose a skill. Lightning bolt.
Stupid bear.
Choose a skill from 131 damage. 31 damage. Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Attack. Root. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. 141 damage. 115 damage. Battle log. You Chris gained 280 XP. Close.
Thank you.
End of
West.
first ring 2, wall 7. Which file? Final. Game save. Leaving first ring. Wall 4.
I think I've already been through here.
Which file will you load? Final. Entering first.
So I hit
West.
Control O.
Leaving first ring.
Oh wait, crap.
North.
Entering first ring. As
North.
far as I can see,
East,
first ring
south.
thicket 4. Wall 1.
West. South.
End of
West.
first ring 1, wall 5. Leaving first ring.
Wait.
Moss patch. Wall 0.
Okay,
Hit
no.
1. Track. What will you take? Rusty iron greatsword 1 of 1. Rust taken. Hit moss patch 1. What will you take? Blue moss 1 of 1. Restores 20% health.
That's cool.
Taken. Skeletal remains 0. What will you take? Hickory marksman's bow 1 of 3. Ranger's cowl 2 of. Ranger's journal 3 of 3.
Ah, here we go.
Taken. Ranger's cowl 2 of 2. Armor rating 5. Increases accuracy of physical attacks 15%. Increases critical threat 6%.
That's junk.
Taken. Hickory marksman's bow 1 of. Weapon rating 29. Weight value 1. Increases accuracy of physical attacks 10%. Increases critical threat 5%. Weapon rating 29. Taken. Wall 4.
So that was the corpse of a ranger. Now,
Chris is explanator. Matthias offhand. Ranger's secondary bow and main. Weapon rating 23.
yeah, let's replace that.
Equip blade of Hickory marksman's bow. Equip Matthias the Ranger's main hand. Unequip Hickory Matthias the Ranger.
And let's read
Inventory. A guide to Deepwood.
this book here.
Ranger's Journal 90. The creatures attacked without warning. Massive beings. Trees that walk about like giant men. They took Duncan. No doubt the fool has done something to anger these creatures, but he is my brother. I must track them, and save him from whatever mess he's gotten himself into. I've tracked Duncan's captors to a massive tree near the center of the forest. Could this be the heart of Deepwood we speak of in our legends? I know not what awaits me inside, but I am prepared for anything. How long have I been wandering this maze? Time has no meaning in here. Today I found a lever that opened the way deeper into the tree. Perhaps I am finally nearing where they are holding my brother. Another close call today. I ran out of arrows fending off a brood of spiders, and had to finish the last one with my knife. This place is infested with all manner of nightmarish creature, and I am still no closer to finding Duncan. Still, I will not give up hope. I fear that I may never escape this place. I have mapped the maze as clearly as possible in the back of this journal, and have indicated the levers that open the way further. If anyone should find this journal, I hope my labor will be of more use to them. Please, find my brother, if I cannot.
Okay. So...
Choose a beacon. Deepwood Ruins. Lever 1. Lever 2. Set... Lever 1.
we need to track lever 1, because that opens the way...
Hit 1.
Southwest.
Wall.
South.
West.
Wall.
It opens the way into the next
West.
ring.
Southwest.
South.
West.
Wall.
West.
South.
First
South.
ring. Entering first ring.
West.
As far...
West.
You have encountered 3 enemy. Route 4. You choose a skill for light. Choose a skill for without.
Come on.
288 damage.
Yeah.
Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Root. 1 damage. 107 damage. 231 damage.
Bye.
Battle log. You Chris gained 200. You close.
Alright, so...
West.
here we go.
West.
50 north.
West. 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 North.
As far.
North. North.
You have encountered 3. Route 4. Use route. Choose a skill for grenade. Light. Choose a skill.
Come on.
226 damage. 65 damage. Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Root. Choose a skill for Matthias the Range.
Come on.
10 damage. 154 damage. 224 damage. Battle log. You Chris gained 560. You pro.
And I'm doing this intentionally because I want to level up because we're getting close to the boss.
North.
So I'm trying to get as much
North.
experience as I can
North.
because the boss
North.
will be hard.
North.
32 northeast.
North. 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 North.
You have encountered 3 enemies. Route 4. You choose a skill for grenade. Lightning. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger.
Come on.
205 damage. 65 damage. Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Root. Choose a skill for 10 damage. 66 damage. 9 damage. 79 damage. 221 damage. 66 damage. Battle log. You won. Chris gained 500. You close when Adrianus has reached level 14.
Northeast.
As far as
East. East. South.
end of
South.
first. Leading
South.
first ring.
East.
Moss patch 2. What will you take? Red algae 1 of 1. Restores 10% stamina.
East. South.
Wall
South.
2.
East.
Skeletal remains 2. What will you take? Fine iron warhammer 1 of 2. Taken. 4 gold. Wall 6.
East. Northeast.
Wall
North.
3. 5 east.
North. East.
Wall
East.
2.
South.
Wall
South.
0.
Northeast.
East.
Wall 1. 5 southeast.
Northeast.
Never hit. Let's see.
Northeast.
5 southeast.
Northeast.
Northeast. South.
Wall
South.
3.
East.
Wall
East.
3.
South.
South.
Wall 1.
South.
Wooden
East.
lever
East.
0.
Here we go.
This gnarled spur of wood looks like a mechanical lever. Pull it.
East.
And just for good
East.
measure,
Choose a beacon. Lever 1. Lever 2.
track lever 2.
Northwest.
Wall
North.
3.
Northwest.
Wall.
West.
West.
You have encountered 3. Route 4. You choose a skill for Gwenadrianus. Lightning bolt. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Attack.
Come on. What the?
Giant spider. Tainted.
Oh,
5 damage.
I thought the program crashed.
268 damage. 27 damage. Choose a skill for Gris. Root. You choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. 86 damage. 127 damage. 28 damage.
Stupid spiders.
Choose a skill for Tornado Yana. Light. Choose a skill for Grist. Attack. Root. Choose a skill for Matthias. 24 damage. 139 damage.
Goodbye.
Choose a skill for Grist. Root.
Ah, really?
Giant Spider. Critically wounded. 130 damage. Battle log. You items read 2 Spider Silk. Chris gained 460. Cloak. 39 south.
Northeast.
East.
Wall.
South.
Northeast.
East.
Northwest.
Wall two.
North.
West.
Wooden lever. Wall.
West.
West. Northeast.
Yeah, I was just pressing I to
Northeast.
check what was around.
West.
Thicket
West.
2.
South.
Wall.
South.
South.
Thicket
West.
10.
West. Northwest.
Wall.
North.
Northwest.
Pit 1.
West.
South.
Wall.
South.
Northwest.
Wall
North.
2.
Northwest. West.
Thicket
West.
2.
North.
First-
North.
Entering first ring.
East.
East.
East. East.
This is going to take me to ring 2.
South.
South.
Second ring.
South.
You have encountered one root. Choose a skill for Tornado. Light. Choose a skill for. 386 damage.
Goodbye.
Battle log. You items with dagger wasp adrenaline. Chris gained 170. You cloak.
Goodbye.
South.
Entering
This
second ring.
almost looks like a prison. See how the vines are formed into shackles.
This almost looks like a prison. See how the vines have formed into chains?
Oh,
I can clear these hedges. Stand back, everyone.
all right.
East.
Leaving second ring. Entering
So
prison.
we
Northeast.
have a new quest here.
Northeast.
I'm going to actually search this real quick because there's a journal that you're supposed to find in here. If I can find it.
Prison thicket. Prison thicket.
There's a bunch of thickets in here.
Prison thicket 0. Prison thicket 3. Prison thicket 0. Prison thicket 3. Skeletal remains. Skeletal remains 1. What will you take? Traveler's clothes 1 of 4. Taken. Necromancer acolytes robot. Taken. Diluted poison. Taken. 5. Prison thicket 2. No units.
South.
Pris-
West.
Prison
North.
thicket.
That's not the right corpse.
Located from Guanadrianus.
North. East.
Prison
South.
thicket.
What the?
You have encountered 3 enemies. Choose a skill for each. You ran. Prison
West.
thicket. Wall
North.
4. Prison
East.
thicket 12. Prison thicket 1. Prison thicket 2.
We're looking for a corpse with a journal.
Prison thicket 1. Prison thicket 12. Prison thicket 2. Prison thickets. Prison. Prison thicket. Leaving prison. Entering second ring. Wall 20. Enter
South.
second ring 1. Prison 2. Leaving. Entering prison.
Nah, come on.
You have to choose the you ran. Prison thicket 3.
I mean, this is not.
Prison thicket.
I'm
Prison
pretty sure
thicket.
this is an optional quest, but. Let's see. Should be a corpse around
Prison
here
thicket
somewhere.
0. Prison thicket 3. Prison thicket 0. Prison thicket. Prison thicket 0. Pit 04. Prison 4. Skeletal remains.
Ah. Walk around this pit.
Prison thicket.
Wait.
Pit 0. Prison thicket. Pit 03. Prison 3. Skeletal remains 3. Pit 03. Pit 03. Pit 03. Pit. Wall 5. You have you ran. Wall 5. No units in. No units in. Prison thick.
Ah.
Prison thicket 1. Wall 5. Prison thicket. Prison thicket.
Where was that corpse?
Prison thicket. Wall. Wall.
East.
Prison
East.
Prison
South.
thicket 3.
Wait, did I go too far?
Prison thicket 1. Prison thicket. Prison thicket 1. Prison thicket 4. Leaving prison. Entering leaving
Come on, really?
You haven't choose us. You ran. Prison thicket 1. Prison thicket. Prison thicket 1. Prison thicket 4. Prison thicket. Prison thicket 4. Prison thicket 1. Pit 1 5. Prison 5. Prison thicket 6. Skeletal remains. Prison. Skeletal remains. Pit 03. Prison 3. Skeletal remains 3. Pit
East.
03. Prison
South.
thicket. Pit 03. Pit
East.
03. Prison
South.
thicket. Pit 1 4. Prison 4. Skeletal remains 4. Nothing to.
Ah.
Prison thicket. Skeletal remains. What will you take? Duncan's journal 1 of 1. Taken. Prison
There we
thicket
go.
2.
Okay.
Inventory. Herbal. Diadem of stag. 2 diluted. Duncan's journal ladies. Has Deepwood ever known such a drought? The trees themselves seem to choke on the dry dust that fills the air. I would rest for my patrol, if my brother wouldn't frown upon it, but no man or beast is liable to stir until the drought has eased, I warrant. Wonder of wonders, as I ventured beyond the ruins of the great fort in the west of the wood, I came upon a tree of uncanny size. Might this be the rumored heart of Deepwood? I will enter, and investigate. Never have I seen such a place. Surely this is the tree from which all other life in the forest flows. It seems that the national circulation of this great tree has been interrupted by the drought. Thick weeds have choked the roots, and the reservoirs they fill. I am heading to town, to see if the general store has some shears I might use to clear the blockage. How long have I been here? I was beset as I made my way to the city guardians of the forest, no doubt angered by my trespassing on their sacred ground. I meant only to help, but now I am trapped in some manner of cell. I fear I will never again see the light through the leaves of the forest. Brother, I know you will come looking for me. If you find me, know that the reservoirs can be accessed from the second ring of this great tree. The roots lead further in, to the third ring. I know I have always been a disappointment, but perhaps you can finish my work, and at least in death, I will accomplish something you can be proud of. Received 750 XP. Chris has reached level 15.
Oh, thank you. Let's see here.
Choose
So
a set custom lever 2.
let's check
Southwest.
lever 2.
Hit 1.
West.
Prison.
South.
Southwest.
Basically,
West.
we can clear the
West.
forest of the poison
North.
Wall
North.
6.
North.
and make it a little safer.
Prison.
This is not a required quest, but
You have encountered 2 in a blue tree. Choose the you ran.
it is an optional quest, so
East.
might as well do it.
East.
Also, it gives me more experience
East.
and
North.
showcases
North.
Leaving. Entering second
East.
ring.
more of the
Wall.
East.
East.
Now,
East.
Enter
South.
second ring
East.
2. Wall.
East.
East. East.
Sap
South.
Reservoir 2.
East.
Wall 9.
East.
Sap.
South.
I'm going to actually
East.
mark these
Add a custom. Yes. Enter a name. A. P.
because we have to go there.
Wall
East.
9.
But there's the sap reservoir.
South.
As far.
South. 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 South.
End of
West.
second ring. Wall
South.
20.
South.
That's nothing really. Let's see.
You have encountered 4. Choose. You ran from the
South.
enemy.
West.
Second ring. Wall 6.
South.
Wall
South.
20.
South. West.
Tree
West.
nursery 1 5. Wall
South.
15.
West.
Now,
West.
South.
that's where that is. It's in the tree nursery,
North.
but I want to find
North.
the reservoirs first,
North.
actually. We're going to cancel that.
As
West.
far.
Control B to cancel it.
First
South.
ring 1 9. Wall 9. Wall.
West.
Water
North.
Reservoir 212. Add a custom beacon at your current location? Yes. Enter a name for the new beacon. W A E O.
Alright, let's clear these out.
Entering water reservoir. This is the overgrowth blocking the flow of water into the reservoir. Have Gwen clear it with firebolt. Leave it alone. Have Gwen clear it with firebolt.
Now, if you don't have Gwen, you'll have to go to the general store and buy some hedging shears, or some hedge shears. But we have Gwen, so there's that.
Choose a beacon. Sap.
We'll track the
South.
sap.
While
East,
second,
The sap reservoir.
you have encountered one. Retreat.
What's this?
You down bear. At choose
We can take it on.
fruit from choose a skill. Lightning bolt. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ring.
Come on.
134 damage. 35 damage. Choose a use the brown bear. Wounded. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger.
Come on.
153 damage. 127 damage. Battle log. Items read bear pelt. Chris gained 280 XP. Bear pelt. Cloak.
A bear pelt, okay.
Entering second dream.
West.
West.
West. North.
As far as I.
North.
47 northeast.
North. 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 North.
34 northeast.
North. North.
You have encountered 3. Which choose a you ran.
Don't care.
North. East.
As far.
East. 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 East.
6 east.
East. Northwest.
1 north. Wall 1.
North.
Southwest.
West.
Sap
South.
reservoir.
Alright, let's go in here.
You have encountered 4 and choose a which you ran from.
I'm not fighting those.
Entering sap reservoir. Sap reservoir thicket. Leave it alone. Have Gwen clear it with firebolt.
Now the next part of this is to find
Wall
the,
2.
the next lever
Choose a beacon. Lever 1. Lever 2.
and open the path to the
North.
next area.
West.
Wall
North.
3.
North. Northwest.
West.
East.
Wall. Wall.
East.
South.
Wall.
South.
North.
West.
North. North.
Entering second dream.
North. East.
Wall no.
East. South.
As far
South.
36
South.
southwest.
Come on.
South.
You have encountered 4. Retreat. Choose a retreat. Choose a retreat. You ran from.
South.
Yeah.
South. 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 North.
West.
West.
North.
North.
17 south.
West.
Tree
West.
nursery 1. Entering tree
Southwest.
nursery.
South.
South.
East.
Tree.
East.
Northwest.
Touch-
South. West.
South.
Tree.
South.
South. South. West.
Touch 9.
West. West. Northwest.
Wooden-
North.
Nothing to interact with. Wooden lever. Tree nursery thicket 1. Wooden lever.
Wait.
No app. Choose a beat. Sap. Lever 2. 0 west. Tree
Southwest.
nurse. Nothing. Nothing to. Touch 2 5. Tree nursery 5. Shrub 6. You have encountered 1 enemies. Use dagger wasp. Shoot net. Root 4. Choose a lightning bolt. Choose.
Yeah. Go ahead and shield yourself.
417 damage.
Yeah.
Battle log. You want items. Dagger wasp adrenaline. Chris gained 107. You close.
Now the venom and adrenaline can be used to boost your character.
Nothing to. Hedge 1 4. Tree nursery. Wooden lever 0. This gnarled pull it.
Alright.
Choose a beacon. Sap. Water. Set custom. Sap. Lever. Left deep wood ruin. Left. Sap.
Let's track this at least to get out of here.
South.
Hedge 2. Tree nursery.
East.
East.
Northwest.
North.
Southwest.
East. South.
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 East.
West. South.
North.
North.
Southwest.
East. South.
East.
Hedge
South.
2.
South.
South.
North.
East. North.
East.
East.
Southwest.
South.
Northwest.
West.
East.
North.
Hedge.
East. Northwest.
North.
Southwest. East.
North.
South.
Tree
South.
nursery.
Northeast.
East.
Oh, come on.
North.
Tree
North.
Southwest.
West.
Tree
South.
nur-
West.
South.
Tree
South.
nursery thicket 3.
South. East.
Hedge
East.
1.
Northeast.
North.
East.
Tree
East.
nursery.
East. East. North.
Hedge
North.
1.
West.
What will you take? Blue moss 1 of 1. Restores 20% health. Taken. Hedge
West.
3 6. Tree nursery
West.
6. Tree nursery 34.
North.
Tree
Northeast.
hedge 0.
North.
Southwest.
West.
Oh,
South.
come on.
North.
West.
Hedge.
North.
Oh, come on.
You haven't. Choose a. Choose a. You ran from the enemy.
North.
34 north. Hedge,
West.
hedge
North.
0.
Southwest.
West.
North.
Hedge
North.
10.
North. Northeast.
Tree
East.
nursery thicket 2.
East. Northeast.
Hedge
North.
2.
East.
East.
Second ring 1. Entering
South.
second ring.
There we go.
Wall
North.
25.
All right, now if I keep traveling around this ring, I should eventually hit the exit to
Third
West.
ring 9 11.
the third ring. Here we go.
Entering third ring.
Now,
Wall
South.
13.
a couple things of note here. You've got,
Wall
West.
20.
let's see here.
You have retreat. Choose. You ran. Sap
North.
vein 2 6. Which file will you? Final. Game save. Entering sap vein.
Here's the sap vein, which we got to clear out too.
Skeletal remains. Skeletal remains. Skeletal remains. Wooden lever.
There's a lever here too.
Nothing to interact. What will you take? Iron mace 1 of 4. Taken. Lead mallet 1 of. Taken. Holy acolytes robe 1 of 2.
What is that?
Increases magic critical threat. 6%. Resist magic critical hits. 6%. Resist 10% of unholy damage. Taken. 7 gold 1. Wooden lever 7. Nothing to interact with. This gnarled collet.
Pull the lever.
Skeletal remains 3. What will you take? Deerskin tunic 1 of 4. Taken. Hide cap. Taken. Shade glyph ring 1 of 2. 5% bonus unholy damage. Taken. 8 gold 1. Chest 4. Nothing. This.
I just cleared that out.
What will you take? Greaves of endurance 1 of 4. Taken. Novice robe 1. Taken. Weak potion of healing. Taken. 12 gold.
And I think I went past it too quick, but if I check my quests,
Current quest. Laying a balancing act. I've cleared the blockage in the sap vein. I should clear the water vein as well.
yep, and water vein should be around here somewhere.
Wall
West,
2. Wall
south,
0. Wall,
east,
wall
north,
2. Wall
east,
3. Wall
south.
5. Wooden lever.
Yeah, there's the lever.
Wall
West.
5. You have encountered 1. Retreat. Shoot. Retreat. You ran. Wall
South.
2. Wall 1.
West.
Wall
South.
2. Wall
East.
7. Wall
South.
0. Third ring 1. Entering third ring. Wall
East.
8. Wall
North.
20.
Now the nice thing is it doesn't matter which way you go because you'll come back around eventually.
East.
Second ring 110. Wall
North.
11.
So there's the entrance to the second ring. I'm heading north,
Wall
West.
20.
west.
You have encountered 3 in brute 4. Use brute. Choose a skill for 1. Lightning. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Attack. Use
Come on.
230 damage. 69 damage. Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Brute. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. 27 damage. 13 damage. 161 damage. 69 damage. Choose lightning. Choose a skill for Gris. Brute. Choose a skill for Matthias.
Come on.
10 damage. 483 damage. Battle log. Chris gained 500. You won. Close. Matthias the Ranger has reached level 14. Matthias the Ranger learned Assassin's Arrow.
Assassin's Arrow. He has a new skill. Okay. And now all my characters are level 14.
Fourth
South.
ring 6. Wall 7. Wall
West.
13.
Okay, there's the fourth ring. I'm gonna actually mark that.
Add a custom beacon at your current location? Yes. Enter a name. F-U-R-T-H-N-G.
No, I really don't need to, but
Water
South.
vein 1 5. Wall 5.
there's the water
Entering
vein.
water vein. Moss patch. Moss patch.
There's some plants here.
Wall 13.
Incredible! This tree's roots are larger than most trees. Well, larger than most trees.
Discovered secret exit to
I
deep
smell
ruins.
fresh air. This route must lead back to the surface.
Good. I'm tired of this place. That will be convenient if we need to resupply. We're not leaving, so don't get your hopes up. That will be...
If I keep going forward here.
This is the overgrowth blocking the flow of water out of the water vein. Had Gwen clear it with firebolt. Received 1,250 XP.
Yep. And there's the balancing act quest. That's how you do it.
Skeletal remains 2. What will you take? Deerskin tunic 1 of 2. Taken. 8 gold. Wall 3. Skeletal remains 7.
Let's loot some stuff, and then we'll go on and complete the rest of this.
What will you take? Rough cudgel 1 of 3. Taken. Ring of nimbleness 1 of 2. Taken. 9 gold. Moss patch 5. What will you take? Luminous lichen 1 of 1. Restores 20% mana. Taken. Moss patch 10.
Also, this place has an exit back into the ruins here, so if you need to leave and do stuff, you can from here.
What will you take? Luminous lichen 1 of 1. Taken.
It also makes it much easier to come back.
Moss patch 12.
Just gonna loot some stuff here.
What will you take? Blue moss 1. Taken. Moss patch 0. What will you take? Red algae 1. Taken. No units in sight.
Alright.
Choose a beacon. Sap. Water. 4th ring. Secret exit to Deepwood ruins.
Yep, there's the exit.
4th ring.
Northeast.
East.
Wall
North.
2.
East.
Wall. You have encountered 4 empty. Choose the you ran.
East.
Yeah, don't care.
North.
Third ring.
North.
Entering 3rd ring. Wall
East.
2 southeast.
South.
4th ring.
Northwest.
Entering
North.
4th ring. Wall
East.
2.
Now, this is pretty easy. Basically, you follow the twists and turns.
Wall
South.
8. Wall 9.
West.
Wall
North.
9. Wall
East.
5.
Now, we're getting close to the boss. Let's save.
Which fought final. Game saved.
Interestingly, I found this area much more difficult until I was told about the journal, and once you find that, it makes things much easier because you can track things.
Core
South.
2 7. Wall 7.
Here we go.
Which file final. Game saved. Use which Grenade Chris. Matthias Bounty of Nature. Nature's use Gwenadrianus. Slightly Chris at full. Matthias the Ranger at full. This won't do any Gwenade. Matthias the Ranger uses Nature's Blessing on Gwenadrianus. 37 health recovered. 178 health remain. Use which
Alright.
which final. Game saved. Entering course. You have encountered 1 enemies. Choose a skill for Chris. Attack.
This is the boss.
Use attack on who? Deepwood Guardian. At full health. A massive being with long, powerful arms and skin like tree bark.
Yeah.
Choose
We're gonna beat the crap out of it, though.
brute force. Berserk. Use item. Berserk.
Actually, I kind of wonder.
Choose a skill for Gwenadrianus. Attack.
Let's go Berserk.
Lightning. Use light. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Quick draw. Rain. Stealth. Nature's aim shot. Bounty of Nature. Assassin's arrow. Knocks the target to the ground. 7% chance. Increases critical threat. 35%. Use Assassin's arrow.
There we go.
Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Berserk Rage. Parry Mastery.
Yep.
Brute Force. Use 83 damage. 19 damage. 47 damage. 149 damage.
There we go.
Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Attack. Aim shot. Assassin's uses Deepwood Guardian. Wounded. Choose a skill for Gris. Brute. Choose a skill for Gwenadrianus. Attack. Lightning Bolt. 35 damage. 79 damage. 100 damage. Choose a skill for Matthias.
Didn't like that, did you?
Range. Quick draw. Ranged. Step. Aim shot. Use Deepwood Guardian. Critically wounded.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You're toast, buddy.
Choose a skill for Gris. Brute Force. Choose a skill for Gwenadrian. Lightning Bolt. Use.
Mm.
83 damage. Battle log. You won. Items received. Tree King leaves. Chris gained 950. Tree King leaves.
Tree can't what?
Tree King leaves. Chris gained 950 X.
Huh.
Well, that was bracing. Somebody certainly wasn't happy to see us.
Is everyone all right?
Olive, what was that thing? Never better. Do you know what that thing was? Better than you're about to be if you don't tell me what that thing was.
Ooh.
Olive.
It was a guardian of the deep wood, an ancient spirit of the forest. I always thought they were legends.
I don't think legends hit that hard. Well, it looks like you learned something new today. For someone who claims to know this forest so well, you sure do get surprised a lot. Well, it looks like you learned something new today.
Phew, what's that smell?
It's the smell of decay. Look around. The whole core of the tree is rotting.
Do you think this could be a result of everything that's been happening in the forest?
I think the more likely answer is that it's the cause. The forest has been attacked, and now it's angry. This decay isn't natural, but it doesn't show signs of magical blight. My best guess is that the heart of Deepwood has been poisoned.
Yep.
If that's true, then we'd better take a sample back to Lord Adrianus. Whatever the cause, Lord Adrianus will want to know about it. I don't see what the big deal is, it's just a tree. But I suppose we should take a sample of the wood back to Lord Adrianus anyway. Gwen, you said your father was a skilled alchemist. Have you ever seen something like this?
I'm not sure. You know me and alchemy, but it does seem familiar.
It's all right. If you remember anything, let me know. Let's report back to your father. Let's get a sample of the wood back to your father. Maybe he will know more. Fine. Grab a sample of that wood, maybe your father can make more sense of it. It's all right. Would you like to quick travel back to town? Return to town. Would you like to quick continue exploring?
I want to look around here real quick, see if there's anything useful. No, there's not. It's just an empty map. Okay. Disappointing. Alright, well, let's go...
Fast track, Mount Haven. Shoot East Gate. North Gate.
Let's go back here.
Entering North-South Road. Choose a beat. Adrianus Manor.
South.
18 South. End of North.
South.
Intersection.
South.
And track the manor.
South. 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 West.
End of North. Leaving
West.
North-South Road.
West.
Entering entrance hut. Choose a beat. Study.
Track the
West.
study.
16 North.
West.
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 Leaving entrance hall.
North.
Gallery
North.
door.
North. North.
Door
West.
7.
West. West.
Study
South.
door 0. Entering study. Lord Adrianus 4.
Can I help you? Well, I must admit, I'm surprised to see you still alive. How goes your quest?
I've discovered the source of the attacks from Deepwood Forest. I'll return when I've discovered...
Really? That's very good news. What have you discovered?
Something's wrong with the heart of Deepwood. I think it's been poisoned.
Hang on a second. Yes, I should be recording, I swear. If this is not recording, I will be very mad.
The forest has been poisoned, and now it's angry. Someone poisoned the heart, and now the disease is spreading. The forest has been poisoned, and now it's angry.
Poisoned? I'm afraid I don't understand.
Neither do I, but I brought you a sample of the poisoned wood. That's why I brought you a sample of the wood, so you could figure it out. Apparently someone used alchemy to disrupt the balance of the forest. Whoever's behind all the recent trouble, they must be a skilled alchemist. Apparently someone used alchemy to disrupt the balance of the forest.
Certainly a possibility, but let's not jump to any conclusions. Well, I suppose I'll take that wood sample. Maybe it can shed some light on the situation. Now, if there wasn't anything else, I really must see to some other matters.
I suggest we return to the tavern. We need to discuss what we've discovered and plan our next move.
Or you can all stay here. We have beds enough, and warm food in the dining hall.
Same thing.
Staying here sounds nice. Let's get some food and rest. I appreciate the hospitality, but let's head to the tavern.
Actually, it's easier to stay here because the next part of this will require being here.
Staying here. Your
Can
party's
we agree to
stamina
never
and
go
mana were
back to the
completely
graveyard?
restored.
4 mugs of ale and I am still seeing ghosts.
Wait, here. I'll play that again. Oop. Well, I guess I can't.
Can we agree never to go back to the graveyard? 4 mugs of ale, and I'm still seeing ghosts.
If you're hallucinating, I don't think intoxicating yourself further is likely to help.
You know, I liked you better before we met you.
I hope we are able to identify our enemies soon. Alistair Alcano nearly toppled Farhaven in his day. Anyone able to command him must be powerful indeed.
Alcano and Deepwood. Death follows this foe like a shadow. They must be stopped.
They will. Together, we'll save Farhaven. Then let's not waste any more time. Come on.
Yeah, I really wonder why they made Matthias like that, why the actor did the voice like that, because he sounds like either really, really depressed or like he's on weed. I'm not sure which.
They will. Together, we'll save Farhaven.
Gwen, is everything alright? You're very quiet.
I'm trying to remember what Father and Cedric said about resurrection. I just don't understand why it's so hazy.
The mind is a mysterious thing. You may be remembering something that was blocked somehow, or that you didn't even realize you'd heard.
Either that, or I'm not the only one who's had too much to drink.
Well, we won't figure anything out sitting around here. Come on. Enjoy Destiny, Wall 2.
Results of your quest.
I think I got some more experience. Let's see.
Guest room door
There's
3.
the door.
Forgive the intrusion, but Lord Adrianus requests your presence immediately.
Whatever it is, I swear I didn't do it. These heroic types will back me up.
Nobody's in any trouble. I just know he wants to speak with you. Lady Adrianus, he specifically requested that you be present as well.
Of course, I'll be there.
If this is about our quest, perhaps we're nearing the end of this mystery.
You may be right. Come on, let's find out.
He'll be expecting you.
Oh, I missed some of the other dialogue. I'm sorry. That's alright.
Wait, please. Before you go, I have something I wish to say.
All right, I'm listening.
The day I met you, you saved my life. I was idealistic and brave and got myself into quite a mess. But then you showed up. And I want you to know that you didn't just save me from the creatures in the graveyard. Before I met you, I had known so little of life, so little of the world beyond the temple walls. I know I'm still very naive and I still have so much to experience, but you helped me realize who I could be. That I could make a difference. That the world is frightening and strange and far more complicated than I ever imagined, but that I can survive in it, and I can even make it better. You saved my life, but you also helped me find a new life. And I just want to say this while I still have the chance. I have always trusted the Divine to guide me, and of all the paths he has led me down, I am most grateful for the one which led me to you.
I think I'm the one who was led to you, and I'm forever grateful that I was. One must accompany you. Who else will travel with you? Sister Alexia, level 13 priest. Simeon, level 14. Matthias the ranger, level 14 ranger.
Take Matthias with me.
Choose a beat, sewer, temple. Inant, Southgate, temple, library, sewer, Psalms, set, cut, Southgate, study. 12 northwest, wall 10.
North. North. Northwest.
Door
West. 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 East.
Oop.
Study door 1. Entering study. Desk 3. Lord Adrianus 3.
Can I help you? You've come. Good. I'm afraid I have some unsettling news.
This is about the person behind the attacks, isn't it? The forest, the mines, the graveyard. You found something out.
I'm afraid so. This will be difficult for you to hear, Gwen. It's Cedric.
Cedric? That's not possible. Cedric would never. He couldn't.
Cedric? You mean the court wizard Gwen used to study with? What makes you think Cedric is responsible? Cedric?
I had my suspicions from the beginning, but I didn't want to admit them. All of the pieces seemed to fit.
You already suspected Cedric? If Gwen doesn't think Cedric is responsible, neither do I. Circumstantial evidence proves nothing. You already suspected Cedric.
Correct. For some time, he'd been acting strangely. Eventually, I confronted him about it. We argued, and he left my services. Shortly thereafter, Silvershade Mine was attacked. Then we lost the North Road. When the dead started to rise in the graveyard, I knew in my heart it was Cedric, but I still didn't want to believe it. But the evidence you brought me removed all doubt.
How did the evidence implicate Cedric?
The poisoned wood, the resurrection of Alistair Ulcano. These tasks suggest an alchemist and a sorcerer beyond rival, both true of Cedric. And I knew him well enough to know he had a keen political mind as well. That explains the treaty with the goblins.
It does sound like he would possess the necessary skills.
It's speculation. It doesn't prove anything.
Of course not. That's why I've had the city guard secretly searching for him. I've just received word that they found him, and their report leaves little room for doubt.
If that's true, then he has to be stopped. Finally, this crisis has gone on long enough. He'll pay for the trouble he's caused me. Finally, this crisis has gone on. If that's true,
I agree. I need you to travel to the sewers where my men found Cedric and capture him.
Capture is better than he deserves.
Gwen, I want you to remain here. Your part in this is finished.
Finished? Are you out of your mind?
This is not a matter for discussion. Cedric is far more dangerous than you realize. I will not see you harmed.
I still don't even believe he's involved in this. But if he is, he's going to explain himself to me personally.
You admit that you're conflicted. That uncertainty will pose a risk to yourself and to your friends.
He may be right. We need all of our wits about us, now more than ever.
I hate to admit it, but your father's right. This is too personal for you, and I can't bear the thought of you getting hurt. You'll be no use to me in this distracted state. Stay here, out of the way. If you want to come, Gwen, I won't stop you, and neither can he. You can channel that anger into a weapon. That will be useful to me. If you want to come...
I've been part of this longer than anyone. If anyone tries to stop me, they'll live to regret it. But just barely.
Wait, that sounds like an error? But just barely. Yeah, I think that's a error with the dialogue.
I've been part of this longer than anyone. I'm coming. If anyone tries to stop me, they'll live to regret it. But just barely.
But just barely. Yeah, that's weird. Weird.
A curse on your stubbornness. Very well, you've made your decision. I will not be held responsible for the consequences. Cedric is hiding in the sewers. I'll mark the location on your map.
I know those tunnels well. They will provide him no sanctuary.
Cedric is not to be trifled with, but I have confidence in your abilities. Defeat him, and we can finally end this nightmare.
Which party members will travel with you? Sister Alex, Simeon, Matthias the Ranger.
Alright, Matthias and Gwen. Wait, I think. Let's see.
Which part? Matthias, Gwen.
Yep. Alright.
Choose a beacon. Sewer.
Track the sewer.
Northwest.
Wall 2. Wall 3.
Northwest.
Study door.
North.
Reading study.
East.
Wall.
East.
East. South.
Wall.
South. 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 Southwest.
Door.
West.
East.
Door
South.
5.
East. East. East.
Entering dining hall.
Southwest.
Wall
South.
2.
West.
Wall.
South.
Door 0. Leaving dining hall.
East.
Door 1. Press the enter key to enter. East,
South.
west. Brazil page faded from Chris.
South. South.
South.
East.
North.
East. South.
East
South.
west road.
South.
Entering east west road. Leaving east west
East.
road. North
East.
south road 5.
East.
Entering
South.
north south road. South.
South.
22 southeast.
Come on.
South.
Oh, I think I'm going to the
South.
one behind
South.
the tavern. That's okay.
South. East.
End of
East.
north. Leaving north south
East.
road.
East. Northeast.
Tavern. Press the enter key to
West.
wall 4.
Okay.
Choose a beacon. Bandit and Cedric's campsite. 24 north.
North.
As far
North.
North. North. North. North. North. Northeast.
Walls 4.
Northeast. North.
Come on.
You have encountered 2 enemies. Use brute force on who? Bandit archer. Bandit archer. Bandit. Choose a skill. Lightning bolt. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Bounty of nature. Bounty of nature. Attack. 233 damage. 49 damage. Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Brute force. Choose a skill. Use attack on who? Ranger's vengeance. Quick draw. Attack. 7 damage. 288 damage.
Bye-bye.
Battle log. Item 1 week potion of greater respite. Received 8 gold. You close.
Bye-bye.
8 east.
North.
Wall.
North.
Wall.
North. Northwest.
West.
East.
North.
East.
9 south. As far
South. East.
Wall 8.
East. East.
I hear a fire ahead. We're close.
It wasn't Cedric. There's another explanation, I know it.
You may be right. We'll know soon enough. Whether it was or not, we should be ready for anything. You may...
Northwest. West.
Southwest.
West.
You have encountered 2 infinite attack. Use Hydra. Hydra at full health.
Ooh, there's hydras in the sewer?
Hydra at choose a
Ooh, let's do this.
brute force. Use brute force. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Lightning. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Aim shot. 25 damage.
Ah, come on, let's do this.
119 damage. 42 damage.
Yeah.
Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Brute. Use brute force on who? Hydra. Wounded. Choose a skill for Matthias. Aim. 132 damage. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Blazing strike. Lightning. Use light. 112 damage. Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Brute. Use Hydra. At 81 damage.
Yeah, here we go.
Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. At aim. Use. Damage. 150 damage. Battle log. You Chris gained 765 X. You click. Matthias the Ranger has reached level 15.
There we go.
West. West. Northwest.
I hear a fire ahead.
I hear fire ahead.
It wasn't
You may be-
Cedric.
Wall
North.
2.
South.
West.
South. South.
Moss patch 5 southwest. Wall
South.
7.
Southwest. West.
Wall 8.
Here we go.
Which file will you final? Game saved.
West.
Something isn't right. The fire was lit recently, but there's no other sign of an encampment.
Maybe Father's men were wrong and Cedric was never here.
We may know soon. Listen, back in the tunnel. We may know soon. Listen, back in the tunnel. Someone's coming.
Well, well. I see you beat us here. That wasn't part of the plan.
Did Lord Adrianus send you to help bring in Cedric? Neither was the fact that Cedric isn't here. You're too late. Cedric is gone.
Cedric? You think we're here to capture that old man? No. Lord Adrianus sent us to silence a real threat.
We've been betrayed.
You have your orders, men! No survivors!
That's right. No survivors, but it'll be on your side, not mine.
You have encountered 5 enemies. Choose a skill for Gris.
Ah,
Attack.
yes. Here's where the fun begins.
Brute force. Use brute force on who? City guard. At full health. City guard. City guard. City guard. City guard.
5 guards.
City guard.
They're gonna go down.
Choose a skill for Gwenader. Lightning. Choose a skill for without aim shot. Use
Come on.
18 damage. 89 damage. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Attack. Aim shot. Use aim. Choose a skill for Grist. Brute.
Yeah, whatever. Do your stupid...
36 damage. 25 damage. 215 damage. 16 damage. 45 damage. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Light. Use light. City Guard. Serious. Choose a skill for Gris. Brute Force. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Use 27 damage. 16 damage. 29 damage. 102 damage. 48 damage. 16 damage. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Use Lightning Bolt on who? City Guard. Critically. Choose a skill for Gris. Brute. Choose a skill for Matthias. 45 damage. 216 damage. 18 damage.
Goodbye.
Choose a skill for Gris. At 228 of 228. Brute Force. Use Brute Force. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrian. 150 of 180. Lightning Bolt. Choose a skill for Matthias. 117 of 194 health. Ranger Quick Draw. Ranger's Vengeance. Nature's Blessing. Use Gwen Adrianus. Slightly. Matthias the Ranger. Wounded. 47 damage. 44 damage. 219 damage. Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Use Brute Force. City Guard. Slight. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrianus. Light. Choose a skill for Matthias. Bounty of Nature. In shot. You don't have enough. Attack.
Come on.
48 damage.
Stupid guards.
Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Brute Force. Use 24 damage. 11 damage. 98 damage.
Ah, really? You missed?
Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Use a City Guard. Serious. Choose a skill for Gris. Brute. Choose a skill for Gwen Adrian. Light. 37 damage. 10 damage. 51 damage. 212 damage. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Attack.
And we'll do...
Choose a skill for Gris. Attack. Brute. Choose a skill for Lightning Bolt. 48 damage.
Stupid guards.
Choose a skill for Gris. Use City Guard. Wounded. 16 damage. 14 damage. 9 damage. 48 damage. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. Bounty of Nature. Attack. Choose a skill for Gris. Brute. 10 damage. Choose a skill for Matthias the Ranger. 218 damage.
Goodbye.
Battle log. You want items. Fine Steel Greaves. 3 strong potion of healing. Chris gained 1,600 XP.
Now what's nice about these guards, they give you lots of good stuff.
What's our next move? Clearly we've been betrayed.
It's a trick. It has to be. My own father. No, he wouldn't do this.
There's only one way to know for sure. We need to confront your father.
I'm right behind you. I'd sooner believe that Cedric is the monster responsible than my own father. But whoever it is, I'm seeing this through to the end.
Fast travel. East gate. North. Entering north-south road.
Now, before we do that...
Which file? Final. Game saved.
There's a few things I want to do before we do that. First of all, this is the final boss. I would recommend only taking him on at, I'd say, level 25 to 30. So I'm going to need to grind a little bit. I will do that off the recording so that you don't have to listen to it. The other thing I want to do right now, though, is do Gwen's quest because you get access to another ally. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go to the graveyard.
Fast. East gate. Entering east-west road.
West.
North. East gate. Entering east gate. West. Leaving east. Entering path.
And what I'm going to do here...
Choose the Adrianus Mausoleum.
I'm going to go to the Adrianus Mausoleum.
East. Northeast.
In the path. Leaving path.
Northeast. North.
Path.
North. North. Northeast. Northeast.
Entering path. Leaving path.
Let's see, what do we got here?
You have encountered 3 enemies. Choose a skip. Retreat.
Choose a skip. These guys.
North.
These guys are,
entering path.
East.
Leaving path.
East.
These guys are lame.
East. South.
Path.
South.
Entering path.
East.
Leaving path. Graveyard.
East. Northwest.
Path.
North.
Entering path.
East.
Leave graveyard.
South.
South.
Entering path.
East.
Small leading path.
East.
You have encountered one enemies. Which choose you ran.
I'm gonna go away.
East. Northeast.
Small
North. North.
entering fountain. Leaving
North.
fountain. Entering Adrianus
This
Mausoleum.
is the Adrianus family mausoleum. Would you believe I've never seen it up close?
I imagine it's not a favorite family picnic spot. You don't come and pay your respects? The door is locked. Who has the key? You don't come and pay your respects?
No, nobody comes here anymore. Not since the key was lost.
Lost? How was it lost? What happened to it? That's a pretty important thing to lose. What happened to it?
No one's really sure. It hasn't been seen in centuries. The legend is that only someone truly deserving of the Adrianus bloodline would find it. Father used to spend a lot of time researching family histories, searching for clues.
Maybe he wasn't meant to find it. Maybe you were. Nobody's more deserving of the Adrianus name than you. Maybe you'll find the key. How hard could it be? I bet you could find it, if you tried. Nobody...
Me? I don't think so.
Trust me, if you put your mind to it, you could do anything. Why not? You never know until you try. But I want to know what's in that crypt. I believe in you. Why not? Trust me, if you put your mind to it.
You really think I could find it? When I was a little girl, I used to dream of being the one.
So let's find it. Where should we start? We'll never find it if we just sit around here talking. I don't really know why I even care, but I suppose it could be rewarding.
Maybe there's something in one of the family histories. We should check my father's collection.
I don't know about histories, but I have this old poem. It mentions someone who looked after the graves of your ancestors. It sounds like a wild goose chase, but it's as good a start as any.
I remember this story. I used to read it every night before bed. It was my favorite. Wait a minute. The story says that Titus looked after the ancestors' graves, and he never returned from his last adventure. You don't think...
that Titus had the key to the mausoleum? It seems reasonable to me. You think the key is wherever Titus died? I wouldn't get any ideas. Stories like this can't be taken seriously.
If Titus brought the key with him on his last adventure, then we'd need to find his final resting place. I can't believe this. We could actually find it.
So where do we look? Does the story give any hint of where Titus may have died? Well, that shouldn't be difficult at all. This is absurd.
It says that Titus built a home north of the river where he could live in peace. That would be in the Deepwood Forest. It's a long shot, but maybe there's something out there.
It may take a while, but if he really did build a home in the forest, we'll find it. We can't waste time searching. It may take a while, but if he really did build a home in the forest, we'll find it. Let's go. We can't waste time searching, but maybe we'll get lucky. Come on, let's move. I'd like to discuss something else before we leave.
So let's just read that just because.
Inventory. None. Treecan leaves 100 of 133.
Oh wait, what's this?
Cures poison. Cures paralysis. Large, deep green leaves with a waxy skin.
Oh, that's cool.
The arcane practicum, the fox and the great game, the noble, the road to the tale of Titus Adrianus. Come gather, my children, and listen to me, as I tell of a hero as brave as can be. Of Titus the Gravekeeper, sturdy and true, a great Adrianus, like me, and like you. He lived in a time full of wizards and kings, of magical warriors with magical rings, of dragons and princesses, rangers and elves, and heroes all destined for pages on shelves. But Titus was different from all of the others, from all of the heroes with heroic brothers. For Titus was quiet, and timid, and kind. A life of adventure was far from his mind. While others went off for adventure or war, young Titus stayed home with a different chore. He guarded the graves where his grandfathers lay, he watched them all night, and he watched them all day. This mausoleum, he thought, has only one key. What an honor the person to hold it is me. It was a great honor, and this Titus knew, so wherever he went, that key would go, too. He was guarding the graves on one dark, stormy night, when a noise from outside gave a terrible fright. What could it be? Titus wondered in fear, that bellowing, clamorous sound that I hear. So he peered from the crypt, just to venture a look. When he saw what he saw, oh how poor Titus shook. A mountainous troll, with horny gray hide as tall as a house, and nearly as wide. In one hand, a massive troll hammer it gripped, in the other, a statue from outside the crypt. You can't take that statue, cried Titus in rage. It's priceless. It's ancient. It's been here an age. But the troll didn't listen, as trolls seldom do. It lumbered away, leaving Titus to stew. And with no one inside, no, not even as a lonely one Adrianus could follow that troll. Titus ran to his ancestors' treasury hoard. He grabbed some old armor, and grabbed an old sword. Then he closed up the crypt and made certain to lock it, then ran after the troll with the key in his pocket. Far outside of the graveyard he tracked the whole troll over river and dale, over meadow and knoll. Though it's true he had never adventured or quested, you can't ever know what you can do, till you're tested. And when Titus was finally put to the test, his adventures would leave even heroes impressed. He battled with bandits, and spiders, and ghouls, with goblins and golems near underground pools. Bears and wolves tried to jump him, but ran in defeat. Every monster he met was a monster he beat. He even fought dragons, and conquered them, too. There was only one thing Titus still couldn't do. In all of his travels, just one little goal, he never did find that original troll. After years, Titus came to the end of his quest. He decided to lay down his sword for some rest.
Hang on a second.
Audacity.
Okay.
He took all his gold, and he sold all his goods, and he built a small cabin, far north in the woods. There, north of the river, he lived out his years, that is, if one doesn't believe all that one hears. For some bards have sung about one final quest, one final adventure, one very last test. Whether or not this is true, who can say? That's a different tale, for a different day. But one thing we can say, and be sure that it's true, Titus was a great Adrianus, like me and like you.
Yeah, so that's the story. And now, if we go to the forest...
Fast north, east gate, north gate, entering north, south,
West,
north
north.
gate, entering north gate,
Go through
entering
here.
north, south road. What will you take? Ranger's secondary bow, 1 of 3, taken. Novice staff, taken. 6 gold.
That's just junk. Alright, let's do...
Choose a beacon. Titus Adrianus cabin.
We can track it.
North. 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 North.
You have encountered 4. Choose. You ran.
North.
Yeah, whatever.
North. Northeast. East.
End of-
East.
Leaving north, south
East.
road.
East. East.
Entering trail.
East.
41 northwest.
Northeast.
North. Leaving. Entering east, west road.
East.
Bend-
East. Northeast.
End of
North.
leaving east, north.
East. Northeast.
East.
North. East.
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 You have encountered 3. You ran.
Northwest.
East.
South. East. South. East.
North.
East.
Entering north, south road.
North.
End of
North.
leaving north. Entering bridge.
North. North.
Leaving bridge.
North.
Entering north, south road.
Northwest.
End of
West.
north. Leaving north, south.
West.
45 west.
I'm just
West.
gonna keep going here.
South.
Round-
South.
West.
West.
West. West. West.
You have which you ran.
West. South.
South.
West.
West.
West. West. West. Northwest.
North.
West.
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 I
Entering
can't
abandoned
believe
hut.
we're really standing here. This place. It's proof that all the stories I loved as a girl were true.
Just think, someday you might be the one they read stories about. It must be an amazing feeling. I'm sure it's very surreal. Is it everything you imagined? Do you need a moment? We don't have time for nostalgia. Let's look for that key.
Nostalgia.
Is it everything you imagined?
Yes, but it's also sad in a way. Titus was my hero growing up, and he died here. We never really think about people in stories as real people, but he was. That changes how I see him.
Do you need a moment? Just think, someday you might be the one they read stories about. I understand, it's a strange change in perspective, but we need to find that key. I really don't care. We're here to find a key, let's get to it. I just think, do you need a moment?
No, I'm all right. Come on, let's find that key.
East.
Chest.
East.
Chest 1. What will you take? Ring of static 1 of 2. Resist 8% of lightning damage. Does not restrict magic. Taken. Titus Adrianus. Journal 1 of 1. Taken.
Is that what I think it is?
It looks like a journal. Here, take a look. If you think it's a journal, then yes, it is. See. If you think it's a journal, then yes, it is. See for yourself.
This is it. Titus wrote this himself. Look! He says he lost the key somewhere on his last adventure. He was tracking a troll south. There's a sewer entrance near the city gate. Here, read it for yourself.
I know the place. We should be able to find it easily enough.
Empty chest 1.
And
Fast for hate. East gate. Fast travel
Alright.
for hate. Choose a West Sewer. Titus. West Sewer entrance.
East.
Abandoned.
North.
Into the
East. East.
Leaving abandoned hut.
South.
Deep
South. South. East.
East.
East. East. East. East. East.
come on.
You have encountered 3 in retreat. Bandit. Bandit. Retreat.
I'm getting tired of these bandits.
West.
Deep
West.
East.
West.
70 south.
North.
5.
Northeast.
Thicket.
East. East. North.
Thicket.
North. East.
North.
East. South.
Entering.
South. South. South.
Leaving north south. Entering bridge.
South. South.
Leaving. Entering north south road. You have to choose a. Choose the.
Oh, come on, I want to fight these
8
things.
damage. 8 damage.
Oh.
Choose a skill for grist. Retreat. You ran.
South. South.
Entering bend in the road. Leaving bend in the road.
Did,
Entering trail.
South. South. Well met. South.
Did Matthias just die?
South.
Entering ancient road.
West.
End of
West.
Deepwood. Use which spread. When Matthias, you cannot use the defeated unit's skills. Deep end of ancient.
West.
Oh, hell.
West. West. West.
It's alright.
West.
I think we can still do this.
Southwest.
You have to. You ran. Leaving ancient road.
Southwest.
Thicket.
South. Southwest.
North.
South.
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 I should have healed him.
South. South.
Stay safe, citizen.
Southwest.
That
South.
guard
West.
who's a traitor?
South.
Leave city.
South. Southwest.
Trail. Entering trail.
West. Southwest.
End of leaving trail.
Southwest.
Thicket.
West. West. West.
5 southeast. Thicket.
South.
High
East. West.
2 south.
West.
Thicket. No units in south.
West.
Higher
East.
thicket.
West. West.
Plateau. 3 southeast.
West.
Higher A12.
West. 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 South.
Brambles 2.
East.
Thickets.
East.
3 east. Press the enter key to wall 10. Which file with final. Game saved. Choose a bandit encampment. Set custom throws cache.
Ugh. Somehow these adventures always seemed more glamorous in the stories.
Stories have a way of leaving out the smelly sewers. Let's just keep moving before the stench kills us. The life of a hero isn't quite what it's made out to be, is it?
According to the journal, we need to head west. Titus tracked the troll through the sewers into the mines.
Good, then we're still on the right trail. I hope we find the key soon. I don't want to spend more time down here than necessary. Good.
Let's go. I think I'm going to be sick if we don't move.
South.
Wall
West.
0. Wall.
South.
Wait.
Wall
East.
27. Wall.
South.
Wall
West.
8. Wall
North.
4. Wall
West.
0.
North. West. North.
Wall 2.
Oh, come on.
You have to choose the you ran.
North.
Wall.
West.
Wall.
South.
Wall
West.
4. Wall
North.
5. Wall
East.
3. Wall
South.
3. Wall 1.
West.
Wall.
North.
Ah, come on.
Wall 2.
West.
You have to retreat. You ran.
Come on. Ugh. Really? Come on. Where's the... Oh, for...
Fast travel. Shoot. West gate. South gate. North gate. Entering north south.
You know what?
Which file will you save to? Cancelled.
Let's read this journal real quick, just so you have some background info, and then I'm gonna end this because I think it's gone on long enough.
Inventory. The Noble House, the Titus Adrianus journal. Well, I finally decided to start keeping a journal. I shouldn't be surprised, though, if the future entries are all frightfully dull. Guarding this mausoleum is a quiet and uneventful task, though of course I count it a great responsibility and honor. Still, perhaps keeping a record of my activities will provide some relief from the monotony. I can only hope. I can scarcely believe what has unfolded since my last entry. A great horny troll, from the mountains I'd guess by his look, has made off with the statue of Ultrantis. I've never craved adventure, but there's nothing for it. I have to track him down. No time to write more, have to find that troll. Well, botheration of botherations, this troll is proving difficult to catch. He left quite a trail, and I've tracked him to the forest north of town. I can only hope I catch up with him soon, though to be honest, I'm not sure what my plan is when I do. I had to fight off a brood of spiders today. Hideous creatures, and rather foul-smelling. I always heard they were quite deadly, but they didn't seem that hard to defeat. Oh, and there was the bandit clan, too. I was always told to run from bandits, but perhaps they usually travel in larger groups. There were only a score or two of them, and I must say that they didn't put up much of a fight. I suppose I must have been lucky. Still no sign of that troll. How long have I been out here? It's difficult to say. Already the mausoleum seems like a distant memory. The trees, the open air, the adventure. I could make a life of this, I think. I think I have to face the fact that I'll never find that troll. Perhaps I should be grateful if I hadn't followed him out here. I may never have known what I was missing. I found a nice patch of land north of the river. I think I'll build a cabin, make my home here in the wild. I don't expect to write another entry in this journal. How many years since I wrote in this tome? Oh, the stories I now have to tell. But now the game is afoot. My old friend the troll, after all these years, has finally shown his face. I made him pay for it. Chu took off one of his arms before he thought better of messing with an Adrianus. But now he's run off, and it seems that he's taken a chest of my personal things with him. And so, again I make chase one last adventure for old Titus. My old friend seems to have entered the sewers beneath Farhaven by means of a great middle wall. How sad it is to roam these depths, to walk in such squalor while above the city of Farhaven is beautiful and clean. Just today I came upon a poor beggar and offered him a morsel from my pack, but he attacked me half crazed, at least, from his life in this place. I've tracked the troll west of the sewers, into some caverns. Are these part of the same cave system we now mine for iron and gems? I wonder. Wait, I can hear something up ahead. I think it's my quarry. My age, it seems, has caught up with me. One troll, I can handle, but my old friend has retreated to a nest, and even I was outmatched by his many children. Perhaps it's for the best. I've had enough adventures. Now, it is time to rest. My one regret is that the chest he stole held the key to my ancestral mausoleum. I should have looked to have returned it before I died, and seen those hallowed halls once more. Should any Adrianus ever finish my work, they will have my thanks, even if from beyond the grave.
So, yeah, I'm gonna finish this in the next part, and also fight the boss, so...
Which final? Game saved.
Save the game.
Pause. Yeah. Audacity.
And, yeah, so the next part will be boss battles. I'll do the rest of that quest. And then I think after that, I can start working on some of the side quests, since the main quest is almost over. So, until next time, you guys take care.